What's up with it? What's up with it, man? We here for episode 14, man. Episode 14, man. I got my brody Definne here with me, man. Definne, man. He been in this industry for a long ass time. He got all different type of things he do. He do fucking movies. He cut hair. He records. He an artist himself. You feel me? The crazy thing about Definne that most of y'all wouldn't know is that Definne is the first motherfucker that ever recorded me. Ever, nigga. I'm talking about. If you really fucking follow me and you really have, like, and say, like, you saw my maturation process, like, Michael Jordan was that first song I ever put out, first video, any of that shit. Me and him was on that song. He recorded that song. And the funny fact about that fucking song is the first verse I wrote, I came to record that motherfucker. This nigga sent me home. He said that shit was trash. That nigga said, man, go rewrite that shit, man. Go rewrite that shit. Nigga had to go back and come harder than the nigga was coming originally. You feel me? And that's crazy. But the thing what I respect about that, and I always respected him for doing that, was because it showed me his genuine. That he was genuine because he wouldn't just take my money and just say, like, okay, record it here, you got a good song, go put it out. He knew the first verse that I wrote wasn't quality, so he made sure to say, no, I'm not gonna just take your money and record this song like this, go back, rewrite it, and then come back with something else, come harder, so that at least when a nigga put it out, it's quality that we putting out. But going forward, we're gonna get more talking about Definne. You can tell people your Instagrams, your Facebooks, YouTube channels, and where they can find some of your movies at, all that good shit.
I mean, like my nigga said, man, he been grinding for a long time, real determined young king over here. And I appreciate you interviewing me. Let me say that before I get into the...
Oh, yeah. You know we had to come full circle with this one, though.
I really fuck with him, though. As far as looking me up, Definne. And that's on all social media platforms. If you type that in, I should be the first thing that pop up. Once again, that's Definne. Please tap in, man. Let's network, man. Let's build something. Let's grow from this. And as far as the movies go, my first movie is out. I threw it up on YouTube. It took me a little minute to make it, and it took me a lot of learning, I must say, from making it. So the first one was out on YouTube called UT Internal Struggles. Y'all could go to my channel, which is under Definne. Like I told you.
What was the whole scheme to that movie?
I mean, to be honest, with the first movie, a lot of people don't know this, and a lot of people won't know this. It didn't follow nothing. It took me so long to film it. It twisted in so many different directions that some of the actors stopped showing up. Some of the people, and since that particular actor didn't show up, I had to change the whole script. And so, if I was to refilm the movie that I originally wrote for, you wouldn't be able to tell that it was the same movie. So as far as the storyline go to it really don't got one, and that's just me being straight up with y'all that's watching. It just was an independent film just to see if I can do it, and I ended up getting like 100. 200 people together in the process, end up traveling to like 7 different states to actually film it. So the whole process taught me a lot. Process took me about 3 years. 1 year to write it and another year to film it, edit it, and put it out. And so that whole process really taught me a lot. And then my second movie, it only took me 2 weeks to film it and 3 months to edit it. So as you can see, from the first to the second, first took 3 years, and this one only took me 3 months. So I learned a lot in that whole process. And my second movie is called Down to Come Up. That's coming out in September. So y'all look forward to that. It's called Down to Come Up.
And then, so what was the first thing that you originally were you a rapper? Were you a producer? Was the first thing you do in movies?
Oh.
Like when you first, like going back years ago, what was your first talent that you picked up and said, okay, I'm gonna start doing this, before you started bridging out and doing all these different things?
I was a writer and a singer.
You did used to do the singing shit. Yeah. You look like a singing nigga now.
If you didn't follow my progression from day one, then you wouldn't know that, because you know I always twisted and turned. But the first actual thing I started doing was writing initially, then singing, then producing.
Okay. And then you got into, you turned from the singing and you actually started rapping.
Yes. But I didn't start rapping because I didn't like the singing. I started rapping because I loved the showmanship of rap than R&B. So like for me, I didn't want to be on stage like, ooh,
Oh yeah.
I didn't want none of that.
Yeah,
For me,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
being in the streets, you feel me? I wanted to be on stage
because
like,
that's what pretty much that's what a singer. Unless you
you feel
like a trap singer type that new
but
shit.
it
They
wasn't
kinda
no
doing
trap
that.
singers
that
back.
Was,
You feel me? So,
back then it was strictly like some R. Kelly, Usher type shit.
And if y'all really pay attention, I swear to God, pay attention. My first rap album, I look like an R&B singer on the cover.
Like fuck it, huh?
Oh, because that's
the
really
glasses, all the shit. Huh?
Yeah, that's really what was in my heart. Because I still love R&B, but I like the energy behind rap though.
I feel like a lot of people won't say it, but I feel like everybody at some point will probably say they wanted to be a singer.
Oh yeah, straight up.
Because it's like really the singers get the bitches.
Oh
really.
shit, straight up.
The trappers get the bitches and shit too.
Yeah,
but them singer niggas now.
They just called it.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like when I was a little nigga, and I used to like watch 106 in Park. I used to like when Chris Brown or Bow Wow come on that shit, like, oh, I want to be one of them motherfuckers so bad. We just all the little bitches just screaming at you like, ah! Like, bro, could you, bro, for real though, could you imagine that shit though? You come out and really it's hella bitches just like, ah, they trying to run, they trying to get a nigga. Now see, like Michael Jackson, that was a different level of like people trying to get you, but like I could just. Even just to do a show with hella people, but just fuck that, like to walk out on like any type of little talk show or something like that, and hella females come to see you, and then when you walk out, all the bitches just scream like, oh my god, this fucky's here. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit would be dope as fuck. They really don't do that for the rappers like that.
You know what's funny? When I was young, I never saw myself as a singer or a rapper. You know what I actually saw myself as? A trapper.
I mean, shit.
And that's the worst part about it, young king, nigga. Not once in my whole career have I looked up to a nigga and say, hey, I want to be that nigga. Even though it's a lot of niggas, I probably scream like the little females over because I fuck with their music so tough, and their music then got me through so many hardships. That I really nigga run over there. Hey, can I get your autograph? Hey, come on, nigga, take a picture with me.
I mean, shit, it's some motherfuckers. If you see you got an opportunity to leave, even if it ain't on no picture, autograph shit, at least chop it up, shake your hand. What's up, my nigga? I'm a fan. I see what you doing. You feel me? I ain't gonna lie. This true story. I swear to God. I fucking cause you feel me, nigga. If you really know me, you know I fuck with the money shit. I done got money in all different type of ways that they don't need to talk about it. You feel me? So I'm in Vegas. You feel me? And I'm driving, nigga, and I see Filthy. I'm in my little regular little Benz. This nigga big. I swear to God, I tried to follow this nigga for a couple of hours just to pull up on the side up and be like, blood, you feel me? I respect you. On some no bullshit. And you know I do the party, so a nigga was trying to get a nigga exchange information too though. But I swear to God though, because it's some people that if that opportunity is there, you have to seize it. Because it don't, like we was just talking about, you don't, a nigga might respect you and be like, okay, take my number, we could do a show. Now if they don't fuck with you, whatever, but you have to always try. I always said it's like trying to get at a girl. You feel me? That's why I say it's like equivalent to talking to business partners, motherfuckers that you see that might have a little bit more game than you, that you trying to work with, and shit like that in the industry. It's just like trying to go talk to a girl. The most you're gonna get is a no, or just a non-reply. You know what I'm saying? And then at that point, it's like whatever, fuck it. If you don't want to work with me, you don't want to work with me. But see, I pride myself to carry myself with the mentality of, if you don't want to work with me, one day you're gonna regret that shit.
Oh yeah, straight
You're gonna say,
that's a good
a couple years from now, like, fuck, I should have just fucked with her, cause you know what I'm saying. A lot of people don't have that mentality. You get a couple no's, motherfuckers be like, man, fuck this shit. This shit ain't good. Yeah, you know, when you gonna get 100 no's before you get a yes. And it's not, everybody's not gonna like your style, but all it takes is that one motherfucker that has a little bit more or a lot more money than you and some more game than you to put you in a position to win at the shit you're trying to win at, you know? But I just always try to pride myself on work with genuine people, and pride myself to always say, okay, if you don't like me or you don't want to work with me or you don't want to say, okay, let's do this, that, or the other, I see your hustle. Okay, 2, 3, 5 years from now, you're gonna be in my DMs like, hey, bro, I see you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And at that point now, I'm gonna upcharge your ass.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And I will say that's happened multiple times already since I've been in the industry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because everybody, it's like some Tom Brady shit. Everybody don't have the same drive. So I could come in the industry today, and you could have been in the industry for 20 years. But just because I have more work ethic than you at this shit, I'm gonna go further than you in a shorter amount of time. Just because of that. And I've done that. I don't give a fuck. There's multiple people I can say that shit about, bro. I just don't need to say names. But people know they've been in this game a long time. But it's just the way I attacked it.
Yeah.
And the reason why I attack it like that is because of the multiple people that when I first came in the industry, that was like the nose or the enormous amount of money they wanted to even come to the studio and fuck with a nigga shit. I'm like, okay. I thought the industry was on some like, you feel me? Okay, let's get together. Let's do this shit. Let's all get on. We all making money. Let's do it like that. Nah. Niggas be on some cloud chasing shit. So you gotta virtually get big to make niggas want to be around you and fuck with you. But that ain't nothing but fake love at that point. Because you only saying, okay, I'm gonna come fuck with you because you big or you popping right now. So because you popping right now and me being around you gonna give me some bitches and some more clout. It's not on no genuine like, okay, I'm gonna work with you because you a genuine artist and you doing your thing, I'm doing my thing, and we gonna put it together. It's only been a couple artists do that shit. Like my nigga Jay Jonah is like one of the only artists like I say that did that shit. That was like he was a little bit bigger than me, had a little couple more thousand than me, had a little bit more game. You feel me? And we put that shit together though. You know what I'm saying? And everything me and Jay Jonah did together was free. You feel me? Or niggas paid for it on some other shit. You know what I'm saying? And I respect anybody who motherfucking who be on that shit because it's not motherfuckers who do it. Shit. Even you back in the day, I ain't gonna lie, shit. You wasn't doing shit for free when I first met you, but at the same time, it was like that's what showed me that it was a business as well. Because it didn't matter how cool we talked for that 20-minute talk that when I found the flyer and talked to you on the phone. I think I called you early morning. You was on the phone in the bed with your girl still or some shit like that, you know? That conversation didn't matter how good we vibe. It still said, okay, nigga, I have all these assets that you can come use, but you still have to pay for them, and that's what let me know.
But a lot of times with this business, that's the best way to get to know somebody, because if they willing to pay for their craft or they willing to put money into their art, they're gonna be more dedicated than a nigga that's just like, oh, let me get it for free. When it's time to show up and record, guess what? I didn't invest nothing in this.
No energy.
I ain't put no bread, so nigga. Why I'ma show up on time? Why I'ma do this? So when a nigga say, hey, I'm gonna give you some of my money to do this for me, and a nigga paying for it, he gonna show up. He gonna work because he didn't already put the work in to get the bread. So you know what I mean. You want those type of people around you rather than.
I think I went through that with a cameraman before, where we was trying to negotiate the price, and that was his response was, if I do it for cheaper, which is the less than the price that I'm asking for, I'm gonna give less energy into it than what I would put into if I was getting the price that I'm asking for. And I respect that. But I also feel like, too, there does have to always be a common ground of, like now, how we fuck with it, right? Me being you seeing how serious I was about this shit and standing this shit. Like now we could bounce back and forth, do features for free and do shit like that, you know? And initially coming into the industry, it's like, who is this cat? Is the nigga even serious, you know? Like, shit, I could have came to your lab, you could have gave me some free studio time, and I could have just bullshitted that time and never even continued rapping. And that would have been a complete waste of the day that you could have had made some money off and shit like that. But a question I wanted to ask you always, I never asked you this question, was how did you transition from even music and movies and that shit into being a barber?
I mean, I really didn't have to transition. I think I was a barber before music because I always cut my family members' hair when they came into town. So it never was a business for me back then where I was charging, but I still was cutting. I still was cutting people's hair. So it never became something where I was like, oh, niggas was booking appointments for me for my whole life. Until I think fuck did I do? I think I went to LA and did like a fashion show or something. And I seen a nigga back there with all the bitches all the shit moving around, and he back there cutting. Nice. Just, ooh. Then, like I say, 3 years later, that was me. I'm telling you, I got the pictures to prove it. Then I got a nigga with a fro hawk like this big, and you got pictures of me with hella celebrity niggas around me, or stylists and hairstylists around me while I'm in the middle cutting this nigga hair with him.
Yeah.
So.
And then, so how long have you actually? You a licensed barber?
I'm a licensed barber.
And so how long you been like a licensed barber?
I've been a licensed barber for about probably 4 or 5 years.
And then, so originally, when I first seen you was cutting hair, you was cutting hair at Styling Shop. Was that the first shop you worked at?
No, I owned my shop before then.
Oh, okay. And then you just went there and done some.
Well, I went there because my partner was over there and they just was building it up.
Yeah.
And so I got in the trenches with them when it first started, when we was still painting and shit, still putting up the signs, still no clients rotating through. You feel me?
Yeah,
and
just
so,
trying to get it off the ground.
Yeah, my partner hit me up, and then I slid in. You know, I'm like, man, this a win-win for me. It's rap and hip hop.
Yeah.
And then it's cutting and making bread.
All
so
okay,
well,
yeah.
man, that's a
Cause you never know who gonna come through that motherfucker.
And trust me, I did. The nigga styling show dumbass love. Like this nigga, I think he almost got me on a song with Burner. He could have got me on a song with hella other niggas. When Compton Menace came to town, Styling was like, hey, go fuck with Woo Woo. And Compton Menace fuck with him tough, and Styling needed some songs done. And he was like, hey man, go fuck with D. Go to his studio. He could have sent that nigga to 20, 30 other studios. Yeah, but the nigga really said, hey, go. And I got nigga 3 songs from Compton Menace. To where Compton just was like, man, it's good. D, what's happening? Play something. And he was fucking with it. He was like, all right, nigga. And he just hopped on it. Yeah. So, you know, that's really how, you know what I mean?
And then so, basically after you stayed there for a while, then you transitioned back into opening back your own shit. And then where did the name Phase 3 come from?
All right, so Phase 3 came from when I went to barber school. In barber school, there was levels to the shit. It was the rookies and other shit, but the good people was in Phase 1, and the better people was in Phase 2, and then there was no Phase 3. So when I got out of school, I was feeling myself, nigga. Okay, guess what this is, nigga?
Yeah.
Phase 3, nigga.
Yeah.
So I invented Phase 3 about the shit. So, yeah.
And then so Phase 3 is not, that's the name of the shop.
Yeah, but Phase 3, it doesn't stand for just hair.
Okay, so what is it all about?
Phase 3 is music, film, and hair. That's the 3 phases.
Okay. So basically, Phase 3 is basically the name of the whole overall company.
That's
of
the
your
LLC.
brand, basically.
No, that's just the LLC for the business.
For the business.
My brand is Untamed.
Oh, you're still pushing it? You do UT shit and all that shit? Okay.
Because the production company is SRL, Sooner Rather Than Later Production. That's what me and my other business partner, he got a degree in filming. So he another director, and I created a production company.
With him together.
And then UT Films is the company that films everything, that owns all the equipment that the production company uses.
Yeah.
That's UT Films.
Yeah.
And then we got Untamed Records. That's where my shit come in with the music and shit.
Okay.
And then we got the barbering, which is the Phase 3. And so when we put them all together, we got the, you feel me?
Yeah, that shit dope though. And then so you can cut every style and any race, any genre,
any race, any color,
any creed,
any length, any creed, any texture.
What would you say? And being a barber, what would you say the craziest thing you've had to do as far as like bringing somebody back?
Oh man, I think I put that shit on my page. Hey, but look though, this is the fucked up part about it that we talking about again. So this dude come to see me, and once again I apologize for everybody that's involved, because I know y'all motherfuckers gonna see it, but you know me, I don't give a fuck. So the dude come to see me, he like, oh man, I went to my cousin, and this nigga just got his shit, a bowl cut, literally just a straight line going around his head, literally, and his hair was black and his skin was white.
Yeah.
And I have a picture of this on my page, which got me in trouble. So I ended up blending him up something terrible, like, ooh, just his shit fresh, it's just dripping, right? And I posted on the internet like, oh man, this is the type of stuff you're gonna go through when you go to these other people, and this is the type of stuff you're gonna get when you come from me. The mom of the girl who cut his hair hopped on my page. The cousin of the girl who cut his hair hopped on my page. the brother-in-law hopped on my page. Like, oh, well, you talking about the little girl and we do it. I'm like,
wow.
Blood, I'm like, yeah.
Nigga, they're trying to show off their talent. Yeah.
They hopped on my page like, oh, you ever fucked up. And we'll do it. I'm like, oh.
That's how that shit go.
Man. I just apologized. I took the picture down. Like, I mean,
yeah. Motherfuckers always gonna misunderstand shit when it comes to that shit, though. And then, so, as far as still pushing UT and shit like that, how long has UT been around? Because I when I first met you, that was, you was pushing that UT shit.
UT, been around probably for about 10, 15 years. About 10, 15.
And how long would you say overall yourself you've been in the music industry?
Same amount of time, because UT started when I started in music.
Oh, so that's basic. When you started fucking music, that became UT.
That was
you never had to switch and come up with anything different. You wrote that same.
The only reason why I didn't, because even at the beginning, I was on my business. I wouldn't trademark the name.
Instantly.
I wouldn't trademark the, you know what I mean? Like I own my artist name. I own my company name as in a trademark. As in, if somebody put it on their shit and it's spelled the same way as my shit, they gotta run me.
Yeah.
So, you know, I did that from the get. So once I did that from the get, I never had to change it up. I never had to come different. Now, different acronyms will come up like UT 100, UT the Flutter, or UTD Block. You feel me? Different acronyms will come up from it, but the overall is still 100% UT.
And then, so with them being in the industry that long, who are some of the big people you got a chance to work with?
Man, I've had the opportunity to do a live show for Ice Cube. I ended up getting a couple songs with Snoop. I got who else? I got a song with X-Rated. Game. And a couple. Candyman. Domino. Those two. Once again, those two good friends of mine. Y'all look out for them OGs, man. Candyman and Domino. Shout out to the OGs, man. Y'all still rock their music. Still lift it up.
And I know for surely you gotta be, you always got some type of artist you working with, right? At some point, they fluctuate, they come through, they run through, they mess with you for a little bit, then they grow. I was one of them artists at one time, you feel me? But see, the thing that's crazy about asking this question is that people have to understand too, like if you fuck with somebody in the beginning of your growth process of any type of entertainment, comedian, even in athletics, any of that shit, it's fine to grow and work with other people as long as you continue to always pay your homage and keep that relationship. Because I feel like some people grow and they might pop and another nigga might help them pop, and they stop fucking with the people who was fucking with them before they even had any type of, they was getting 100 views, you know? And I feel like that's where being genuine really comes into play, because some people a lot of people do that shit. I feel like that might have been fucking with somebody, and then they start getting big. They start fucking with the industry motherfuckers more than the people who actually got them to that point, you know. And I've always told myself to never be a person like that, you know. Like that's why I've always, like, even if it would go times when motherfuckers didn't have contact, motherfuckers on Facebook, motherfuckers know what motherfuckers doing. Motherfuckers still see motherfuckers' families growing and see what motherfuckers doing in the industry and shit like that. But besides all that though, like who are like some actual artists who you working with at this specific point in time?
I mean, right now I got this Venezuela singer. His name is Andreas. He like a Backstreet Boy or something like that.
That's what I was gonna ask you. Like, who do he look like?
He look just like one of the little Backstreet Boys.
He dancing and all the shit.
He sing all the shit. Hey, but he could blow like Boyz II Men.
Hey,
like,
but see, that type of shit. Crazy as it sounds,
terrible.
That type of shit are actually damn near pop because it's so different, and because that shit to get the young teenage girls and all that shit too. I feel like that shit is like sometimes we cater our music to the streets sometimes, and which that shit is beneficial. But I feel like once them youngsters get a hold of it, that shit can do something that you would never imagine. I don't give a fuck what it is, a dance, a song, a drink, a food, something that's anything. Once the kids get a hold of it, that shit is gone. For real. This is and the reason why I know this is because once you And when you know what I'm saying, you probably see this shit too. Once you get older, you know, everybody got kids. So when you go into your partner's houses, they got kids. They kids watching TV. They listening to music. Everywhere you go, every little kid watching the same YouTube shows. They on the same people, different channels, and they on listening to the same songs.
Yeah.
And that's basically that's how that shit. Once you get the kids, you got it. Kids and women, you know what I'm saying. But them kids, and I'm talking like high school and under, and we're really not even gonna say like the juniors and seniors. I'm saying like the sophomores to like the middle schoolers. That realm right there. You get that realm, and even the youngsters too, though. But that real realm, like the motherfuckers who really are gonna be on YouTube every day, on their phone, listening to that shit, going to your channel all the time. Them is the people that help you get them crazy amounts of numbers. Grown motherfuckers not giving motherfuckers numbers like that. No. It's the kids, because the kids got time to sit there all day and be on here.
YouTubers is millionaires.
Yeah, shit, hell yeah. If you get that shit popping right, come on now, bro. It's the one little, it's in the new thing that I know that's doing right now that's kind of popping. It's kind of like putting your family on there, you know. As long as you broadcast it right, and as long as your family going to do fun shit, you're gonna kind of win off that.
You talking about like that TikTok shit?
No, like how they actually got YouTube channels now where it's like, say like, okay, you're a film motherfucker, you make movies and shit. So say you set up cameras around your house. And then now you film like a reality TV show for your family, but you posting you posting it on YouTube and shit like that. But you in the process of you doing that, y'all doing pranks on each other. Y'all going to go do a little different fun shit. Y'all having family competitions, shit like that. But the kids love this shit. And they watching it all day, every day. If they not watching that, they watching some games. Yeah. For me, exactly. Because I thought about doing it, because in my situation, I got you for my little shit going on right now. And so I thought about doing it sometimes. I'm like, nah. Because that shit sometimes, it could be to a point where you letting people in too much on your life. So at some point, you're going to start being fake on there, because it ain't no way in hell you filming every day and you motherfuckers ain't arguing. It's just to a point that y'all know y'all have to make the so you got to make it seem like your family is this perfect happy family. We having fun. We're going to Disneyland. Blase. When yesterday you and old girl was just at each other's throat. But you know the channel is making you money at this point. You know. But that shit is cool too, though, bro. I would say like the one thing I would do, probably as far as like besides posting this type of shit on YouTube, I would say I would do. Probably like little pranks or little shit like that, you know.
But niggas don't do pranks like that because we be beating niggas up. We can't do
but
pranks.
See, you gotta do good shit to where it's not like
I pull the prank and splash your ass in the face.
See, that's disrespectful shit right there. You gonna throw some water on the nigga, and I'm fresh. I'm out here. I'm trying to be seen.
But
now
that's
you gonna
throw
water?
Nigga.
No, see, that's not. I'm talking pranks like shit. Like okay,
did you see the one nigga with the couch prank?
What'd he do? See, I'm
this
thinking
nigga put
like
a bucket of water, the big buckets
under the couch.
Yeah,
and then he put the water. Well, see, that's kind of cool because the nigga in that situation, you kind of, you know what I'm saying. But see, me, I would do some shit like with the technology they got now. I'm gonna do some shit like I'm gonna have a fake snake that look real as fuck. You feel me? Some shit like that, and then you gonna be asleep or some shit. And I'm gonna let the motherfucker. I'm gonna have the motherfucker crawling up on you. You feel me? Some shit like that you can control.
You gonna give a nigga a heart attack.
Like but at the same, but you're not gonna really get bit though. So you really can't be mad at that.
A big ass snake.
A big ass fake snake.
Nigga, you gonna be tripping.
You feel me? I'll do some shit like that, or some shit like. Probably like the furthest I would go is fucking with people's food, but knowing that it's something that's not gonna like cause bodily harm. You feel me? Yeah. As long as you know a motherfucker not gonna have an allergic reaction or some shit like that. But say like, you know what I'm saying, like you make somebody some food.
To do pranks in the hood?
See, that's different, bro. I'm talking about pranks like with your family, pranks like with your girl. Pranks like with your close friends and shit. Like okay, like say like you go camping with your people. Yeah. That's a perfect one for a fake snake. You feel me? You put the fake snake in a nigga tent. Nigga lose his mind in that motherfucker. You feel me? Nigga But that's some funny shit though.
It's
You
funny,
post
but
that.
that's
You
just
post that on
stupid ass
YouTube.
shady,
You
bud.
post that on YouTube.
We already in the
and
woods,
a nigga don't know really what's going on. You're going. That motherfucker's gonna go
Niggas is
viral,
from
nigga.
the hood. We
Bruh, I'm telling
already
you.
think bears walk up to
I'm
the
telling
tent and all the shit. We
See,
think
I would go that
lions
far.
gonna come out.
I would go that far.
So nigga already spooked already out the gate.
Because look, you gotta think, bro. You gotta think. That's the whole method of your madness with the prank. Like I seen one dude. He did one with his girl. He faked like he was gonna kick her out.
That's not a good prank.
He said that's not a good prank. But I'm telling you, if it's believable.
Yeah, but that's gonna fuck your whole relationship.
No, and once
That's
she
not
said
a
it's a
good-
prank, bro, it's not. It's because
Imagine trying to put your girl out as a
Listen,
prank.
I seen
baby,
it.
you gotta get it. No, I'm talking about
seen it.
you and your girl, and you try to say, "Hey, baby, you gotta go." How you think she
This-
really?
in that situation, see, we got youngins involved. So
Yeah.
she can't. She ain't.
She really
that,
gonna
but
act up.
But okay, I'm
Oh,
talking
you
about.
trying to put me?
This what I'm saying.
Slap
Okay,
her
say
balls
it's a
on.
little chick that you just got over there. She, you know what I'm saying. She come for the little weekend. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
so it's side
or she
chick.
live with you, but not all the time. You know,
It's a side
you know
chick.
how I be with females. Like, and when you first start fucking a female, she might be like basically living with you, but she keeping her spot for the shit don't work out.
Yeah.
So when you putting her out, you kind of equivalently just really telling her like, bitch, go home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But she like, go home. You
Yeah.
ain't never telling me to go home. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, I'm always here. Who what bitch you got
Yeah.
coming over here? That's gonna be the first instinct. But once a nigga be like, nah, bitch, I'm serious. Like, get your shit together and cut. You know what I'm saying? But the whole time you know in your head it's a prank. But you also want to see her response in this too. You kind of want to see
That
what
shit
she
is
gon'
funny.
You want to see what she gonna do. Cause what would you want your girl to do in that situation? Would you want her to be like?
Leave.
You would want her to leave.
Yeah, just leave, nigga.
See, I
Don't do
feel
the
like
extra.
not the extra, not as much extra.
Don't
It's
do the
ways to
extra.
be like, okay, I'm not being extra, but still say I'm not leaving. You feel me?
And that's always ended well for you.
I'm saying it can no. I'm saying it can happen because
Has that-
I've done it. No, because I've been in a situation where
Has
I've
that-
really put girls out
Has
before.
that ended well where you said, "Nigga, I'm not leaving."
If a girl tried to put me out.
Yeah, and you told her.
Well,
I'm
I've
not
never been in
leaving.
that. Honestly, my situation probably right now is the first situation where I was like living, well, actually second. So yeah, I did get put out by a girl before, but I just dipped
Okay.
in that situation. But the reason why is because when a female putting a nigga out, and if you don't want to leave, they go call the police and all that shit.
Why they gonna
They go
fire on
domestic
you?
violence. You know what I'm saying?
Go-
When a nigga trying to put a female out, this is what I feel like, and this is what I really feel like in this situation. If a girl really genuinely fuck with you, it depends on the girl. Now, if we dealing with a little square chick, okay, she probably just gonna leave because she not with the altercations and shit like that. But if we talking about like a hood female, if she really love you, she gonna be like, nigga, I'm not going nowhere. You lost your motherfucking mind. A real, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A real hood chick, she gonna be like, I'm not going nowhere. You
Yeah.
feel me? I don't give a fuck what you say. Because in this situation, I've had this happen to me before. I was fucking with a bitch, we getting money. You feel me? And you feel me? You know how that shit go when you getting money. Like, it come with some days where you don't get no money.
Yeah.
You feel me? And well, you feel me? A nigga had a couple of them days in a row, you feel me? And the nigga start getting mad and he tell the bitch cut, you feel me?
Yeah.
Bitch didn't want to cut. Bitch would not cut. I swear to God. Would not leave. You feel me? Now I was in a different situation with another female who getting money and shit like that. You feel me? I'm in Vegas. You feel me? It's a little LA bitch. I tell this bitch, cut. This bitch was gone in 15 minutes. 15 to 30. Bags packed, all the shit right on outside. Took the stripper pole and everything.
Oh, she took the pole. Party
No
foul.
bullshit.
Well,
So you
good.
feel,
Bring it back.
you feel me? So I feel like it's two different. You feel me? Two different
Yeah.
type of breeds of women to where some people be like, okay, whatever, nigga, I'm out. You gonna regret putting me out though. And then there's some bitches gonna be like, nigga, fuck you. You
Yeah.
crazy. We're gonna be this bitch fighting before I leave. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? it depends on the type of woman you dealing with and shit like that too. But getting back more into you and shit like that before we won't get to the end of this motherfucker in a couple minutes and shit. I wanted to say, I remember when I first started fucking with you and shit like that. You was doing little movies and shit like that then, but it was not more or less not like real movies.
Yeah.
They was kind of like little.
It was short film.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Little short films and shit like that. what made you actually want to say, even in music and shit like that, what made a motherfucker want to say, okay, I want to actually own my name. I want to actually make real movies. Because a lot of people do this shit, like this film shit, and they'll just continue with the short films, post them on YouTube. Because I feel like some people, this is my thing with that too. I feel like even with some of my blogs, sometimes I try to keep them within like the 30 to 45 minute realm, because it's an interview and it's kind of like a talk show, blah 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 blah. So you don't want to go too long, but you don't want to be too short. And I feel like, but some people, the method to their madness is keeping it the 15 to 5 minute realm, because some people's attention span is not that long, to where you have to continuously do crazy shit in the film, or sex, have bitches, bad bitches coming in showing ass and shit like that, to where it make motherfucker want to keep watching it. So what made you want to actually take on that challenge? Because that's an actual real challenge of saying, okay, I'm going to make like you said, it took you 3 years for one project. In the process of doing that whole entire project, some people stayed, some people left. You had to get new people replaced. So what made a nigga want to say, I want to attack this as this animal, you know?
Well, I mean, for me, it became just a level up. Like, because I've always done my own music videos, so that was fun. That was cool. So after you've been done 50 to 30 videos, what's next for you? And just like with music, you steady pushing yourself, and you steady testing yourself, and you steady seeing where your skill level at. So it was the next giant for me. So it went from writing music to recording music, from recording music to making music, from making music to shooting videos, from shooting videos, what's the next step? Movies.
Yeah.
So, you know, that was final chapter in the whole saga.
When you say you edit and you actually hold the camera sometimes as well, so, and then you also will put yourself in a movie as well. So,
really, with that, only thing I have to have is assistant director, or just have my DPs, my directors of photography. And as long as I have that, I can direct and star in. But I haven't starred in one of my films. I really
popped in it.
Yeah, I like to give other people opportunities to be the main character. Oh, 1 second, my bad. Try to tell this nigga not to come. Try to tell you not to come. Here, lock this one back. Alright, what was I at?
We was talking about your as far as like going into the giant of making whole complete movies and shit like
that. Yeah, I mean, it really just, like I said, it was a level up for me, and it was the next step in my growth process. You know, being a person that just enjoys learning, it just was a whole nother monster that I had to tackle. I had to learn about. I had to really dig in deep to even get into that avenue. So, you know, that was the next step.
When you edit an actual whole movie, what is the editing process of that? Like, are you editing in segments?
So you edit scene by scene. So, you know, scene 1 could be you at a barn, somebody getting killed in the barn. That's first scene. You know, the whole process of them getting killed in the barn, and the barn from the outside, that's the whole scene. And then you go to the next scene. But then once the scenes are done, you got to watch them flow together. And once you watch them flow together, then you got to go to the actual picture quality. So each picture has to match from different cameras. So you got to go through and color correct. Once you've done color correcting, then you got to go through and listen to the audio. And then you got to add audio. So what that means is when
the audio has to match up with the lips as well. So, and I've always felt like that right there is got to be the hardest part of it, right?
No.
I've always felt like getting the words to match up exactly with the lips, so it actually is on point.
The hardest,
even with music videos.
The hardest part is having to go back and fix something.
Oh, if you have to go back and fix that.
And the reason why it's the hardest part is because you spend so much time working on it over and over and over again. When it's time to go back and fix something, you're like, hell nah, fuck this. I done did this shit like 10 times. Like, I am not fixing one more thing. Well, it's too long. Guess what? You got to go back in and fix it.
And when you got to do that, basically, you have to, if you had to go back all the way to the beginning and edit something, you have to fix all the shit after that as well?
Well, it depends on how you got it mapped out. If you got it scene by scene, no. But if you got it as one long timeline, yes.
Yeah, you have to redo everything pretty much.
Yeah. But it's fun though. It's just tedious. You got to be able to.
You gotta be on it.
Yeah, you just got to be on it.
What's like what type of program do you use or something like that?
I mean, I like Photoshop, Adobe, Sony Vegas, and Final Cut. But Adobe Premiere Pro is my favorite one though, out of all of it. I'm supposed to be using After Effects, but I ain't really.
Yeah. And then getting into we're gonna get into this barbershop for like 5 minutes before we get to the end of this shit. What is your favorite style to cut? First, if we're talking a fade, a taper, just lining a nigga up, the whole beard action. What's your favorite thing to do on somebody's head that's like when they come in and ask you to do it, it's damn near not like work because it's so easy because you like doing it so much?
Probably a line of.
Just getting a nigga line fresh.
Yeah, fresh them up. Yeah. I don't care which part of the haircut you do. If you fuck that line up, it don't matter if you clean them up. It don't matter if they dumbass faded. It don't matter if they dripping. You fuck that line up.
It's gonna be a problem.
It's a problem. Yeah. So that lineup is really one of my key things to hone in on.
You
really
can pull it back. You could have one side not looking like the same side.
And it won't matter how much you got them blended, will it?
It won't. It won't. It don't matter how long you leave that do-rag on.
That's it. Crooked in the motherfucker.
But that shit is dope. I will say, yeah, for me, that's probably the one thing because just having a crispy lineup, it automatically changes your appearance. It's like,
straight
if
up.
you got the lineup right, the beard right, you got your beard picked out right, a little shine in there, and your shit,
yeah,
it just make you look a little different and shit like that. And then so. That being said, where can people actually contact you or find you if they want to get a haircut after this COVID shit is all over and all that, you know? You
can always look me up at Phase 3. That's PHAZE_3. Once again, that's PHAZE_3 on Instagram at Phase 3.
Okay. And where's this beautiful shop /
Well, I'm not putting that on the internet. You can contact me because it's a lot of stalker.
Hey, I respect it. Hey, I respect that one.
If you really want to get hold of me.
That's for a whole nother episode, man. We ain't going to get into stalking issues, man. Make sure you get your money bag gear. I think my bro here, he's supporting somebody wearing that gear, man.
I got Custom Clothing is one of my sponsors. They dope. Y'all look them up, Custom Clothing. And then y'all gonna find my new saying on there, which is lazy hands don't count bands. Y'all look for that new album coming out. That's also an album I got coming out.
All right, man. Tap in, man. That was episode 14, man. Make sure y'all motherfuckers like and subscribe, man. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
I hate how my fucking